cataract surgery. Are you struggling to resolve? 6892 and tell us Mr. Hart sent you. That's 462-6892.
FM 105.5, AM 616, The Answer. AccuWeather forecast. Spots for the 5. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, low 67. Tomorrow, sunny clouds and a high 79. And on Sunday, a partly sunny day. A shower or a thunderstorm for the afternoon. A high 80. I'm Steve Williams, FM 105.5 and 60, The Answer.
Hi, this is Roxy Astor from Glow, one of the Park Avenue knockouts. I'm not shopping or getting my done. I listen to the American Adversaries on AM 660, The Answer, WORL. You guys are the best when it comes to political professional wrestling. I'd step in the ring any day with these guys, but of course I'd win.
That's only because we Adversaries drive time here. We're getting Blue Darters playing West Orange Warriors tonight. The Apopka Blue Darters, great football, high school football, called on our sister station, 1520 WBZW. Roger Franklin Williams, Joe Ferrero do a great job calling those games. I really enjoy listening to them as I ride home. All right. 407-774-8255 is the number. I am Christopher Hart, along with Aubrey Kahn, who's got some big news we're going to get to here in just a few minutes. We are up on the Pariscope. Go to YouTube, Adversaries TV, type in Pariscope. You'll be able to see what's going on inside the studio. Nicholas Cicero is on the bridge. And we got Stan on the line real quickly, though, before we get there. Just during the news break, you might have heard, too, and I didn't get to this, but also in the press conference today, Barack Obama essentially he has called the Republicans and their promise not to shut down the government, and I'm surprised he didn't do it now, but actually December 11th I think works better for him because it's right before Christmas, and he said that he will not sign any more of these continuing resolutions. It's going to have to be a full budget, and guess what? It's going to have in it what he wants. That's right. And of course, if the Republicans don't go along, it will be them who will be shutting the government down. How could they do this right before Christmas? I said this would happen the other day. I said the other day that all this continuing resolution they passed last night, all it's done is set the fight off until December 11th when the stakes are going to be higher. And the president knows that. They just gave him another gift. Thank you, Mr. Poodle McConnell.
And Bonehead Boehner.
And then old dummy McCarthy was here. He comes along, and oh boy, aren't you real confident with that? By the way, Dan Webster got a big endorsement today by a fellow who's kind of our competition here because he's not on the Salem Network, but the old Bexter endorsed Daniel Webster today, and he gave out on the show a phone number. I thought I had it with me. I'll find it, though. I'll get it for a little bit later on in the show. The Congressional Switchboard, the Capitol Switchboard. And you're able to call there and express your opinion on Dan Webster. And I do think he would make a much better Speaker of the House because he would go back to the old way of doing business.
He's got some morals and he's got a backbone.
Exactly. He's a man of principle.
Right. McCarthy is, well,
he's from California. Yeah, we need to say anything else?
But Boehner is spineless.
Right. And McCarthy,
at least the Chihuahua.
I guess. All right, let's go to Stan. He's been patiently waiting and holding. Thank you, Stan, for calling. We appreciate you being out there. Well, They should certainly fire back at his line of reasoning because it is going way over the top. This president is basically making this personal. He's actually, he talks about politicizing it, but in a way, he's taking it out of the political arena, and he's making it a personal argument, you see. This is why I say this is very fractious, it's very dangerous, but it's what he does good. He divides people very well. And he's dividing communities, he's dividing neighbors, he's dividing families with this. Can you hear the liberal in your family now saying, it's your responsibility that these poor students are being killed around the country? I can hear them right now, Thanksgiving, Christmas. It's your responsibility. That's what they're going to be saying, because they got it from Barack Obama. If we choose the politicians that represent our interests, we law-abiding citizens have become the problem. That's what the argument is that he's making here. And in a sense, it's a sophisticated argument, but it's doofustry in the sense that he's destroying everything, even what he would like to have himself. In the studio has now entered, and he's got a hypodermic for me ready. Here is Dr. K.
Most definitely.
Hold on, we got to get your microphone on there, Dr. K.
And he brought a beautiful young lady with him.
Yep.
Yeah, you see,
Dr. Bernadette today. Yeah. Here, take these, put these under your tongue. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Oh no.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong? No. Do you see what my line of reasoning with his argument?
Yes, I do.
And am I correct?
Yes, you are. I believe completely and totally that you are. You know, we've kind of given him anything he wants, and so he's kind of used to getting everything he wants.
But he's always been a petulant child.
True. But he's used that to his advantage, and of course we've got, like you said, Boehner, and you have McConnell, who have just kind of rolled over and let him do whatever he wants.
Well, I mean, take a look at how we raise children nowadays. You're not allowed to discipline, you're not allowed to spank, and so when they have a tantrum, all you can do is give in.
Yeah.
And so that's exactly what these idiots in D.C. are doing.
I remember one time when I threw a tantrum in a store because I saw some other kid do it, and his mother gave him what he wanted. I threw a tantrum. My mother backhanded me into the clothes rack.
She gave you what she wanted.
I woke up and said, I don't want that. I don't even know what I was thinking about.
I know what you're talking about. And of course, when you go into the schools, and there's no discipline in the schools.
Well, look what happened to you last time.
I was going to say, and everybody's got to be treated like a little prince or princess, right?
Right.
Right on up through college. And then they go out into the world and they expect to be treated the same way out there. And they
can't handle the pressure.
And they give employers nightmares. They become lousy citizens. They elect doofuses. Like, in a way, Barack Obama's right. We are responsible for this because we elected that sorry SOB, right? Twice!
Yeah.
So I guess, Mr. Obama, you're right, except you're blaming the wrong voters. You should be blaming your own voters, idiot. So this is a sad state of affairs when the president, who will not accept blame for anything, puts the blame for murderers on good, law-abiding, patriotic citizens, and that's exactly what he has done last night and today.
Well, let's get into why I'm late today, and why that's in direct conflict with what the president was saying.
Fill us in.
There is a Wells Fargo by where I live that somebody tried to grab his money bag when he set it down to fill up the ATM machine. The Brinks patrolman pulled his weapon. He fired. The guy took off without the money bag, jumped into his car, and tried to escape through the neighborhood. Had to abandon his vehicle. That's why there's helicopters in the air. That's why they're checking every car as you're coming out of the neighborhood. Right? They're looking for this guy. But if the Brinks guy didn't have a gun, would have been a different story.
Would have been an entirely different story.
See?
You're supposed to just let them have
Oh,
it,
here, yeah,
remember?
take this.
Someone comes in with a gun to rob a bank, you can't.
But that's what most banks. That's most banks' philosophies. You know, you go into the bank. Oh, let them have the money. We're insured. It's okay. You know, and I agree with that. You know, it's one of those things where, to a degree, because the tellers are behind glass usually, and you know, just take the money, get out of here. We've got enough footage. We've got all the cameras. We've got everything we need, right? But gone are the days when the bank managers could pull weapons out from their desk and say, you're not going anywhere. that kind of stuff.
You used to see armed guards in banks.
So it
Very
kind
seldom
of
see that
it
anymore.
plays into that gun-free zone.
Right.
And the criminals know, okay, well, all we have to do is walk in, show a weapon, and they're going to give us what we want just to get us out of the bank.
Well, something's going to start happening here like it's happened over in South Africa. When you walk into a bank in South Africa, you go through one door, it closes behind you, and you can only have the next door open when that one is completely shut.
In fact, in some parts of the country, like in California, many banks are already like that.
So what we need is to start putting these doors in every bank.
But that, once again, though, I want to get back to what he's saying about guns, all right? Because, in fact, what happens in these mass killings is an argument why people should have guns, not why they should not have guns.
Well,
He's trying to turn the argument entirely on its head.
But if you want to look at the way it's been done, and it has reversed the crime, look no further than Kennesaw, Georgia,
where they require
every male above the age of 18, or every male and female, every adult above the age of 18 to carry a weapon openly.
Yep.
Now, when this all started, they had maybe 3,500 people in population, and they were having a crime spree of up around, I believe it was like 47 to 48% is what their crime rate was. Since implementing this, their population has grown to over 14,000, 15,000 people. This is over a 10-year, 12-year period.
Right.
And now, the crime rate is down to 3%.
Imagine that.
It just goes back to what he said earlier, Aubrey. You know, if there's a chance you're going to walk into a bank and everybody else is going to pull a weapon on you when you're trying to rob it, you're not going to go in there.
The criminal always looks for
They're cowards.
Exactly. So they always look for the weak and the defenseless.
Yeah.
Well, you can't tell me they're stupid, because, I mean, who's going to go and look for the place with the most armed people to go and rob?
They are opportunists. Real quickly, the switchboard number to call and express, if you so desire, Dan Webster to be the next Speaker of the House, and I think he'd make an excellent one. I think he would set the standard for speakers to come. 202-224-3121 is the Capitol switchboard number. 202. Matter of fact, this is one of those numbers you just need to have on your refrigerator. Okay?
On your speed dial.
Exactly. 202-224-3121. We'll give this number out a couple more times during the show, so if you don't have a pencil right now, please get one and be ready. 202-224-3121, the Capitol Building switchboard. You can call there and say, I want to speak to my congressman, or just go ahead and blast into them your feelings. 202-224-3121. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll continue the conversation. You can join us as well. We have a caller on the line. We'll take you when we get back, so please stay with us.
You've got to be a liberal.